Shazam. And as usual, I'm still getting my act together. Okay, where is my camera? Hang on, Greg, I gotta fix my cameras. Come on. Why is it so slow today? And we'll bring that up to 57. Okay, I don't think I need it that close. How about that close? Camera 2. Widescreen. It's a shame that the software can't remember my settings because I don't really move these cameras much. Why is that one moved over? Thing never moves. All right, one more. Widescreen. And if I leave it at that, that should be pretty good. Let's see. That's not bad. Oh my God, my lights are so hot today. And minimize that. Hey, GB. Shazam.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Can't believe I got this.
Yeah, you got that pretty fast. You just won that the other night.
I got outbid. I got outbid pretty bad.
Oh, you mean upbid?
Upbid.
Did they outbid you or did they upbid you?
Outbid me.
So you lost on some items?
I lost on the cheap one of this.
Oh, okay. I just don't understand why you didn't wait another week or two.
I get impatient.
Me too. Sometimes. Me too.
Uh,
Well, it's like I buy a lot of sets first day, even though it's very clear. Some sets I don't build for 2 or 3 years. Like there's a lot of stuff behind me, even that when I bought it, I thought I would build it within 6 months to a year, and it's like no. And life gets in the way, or I get excited about other things, or there's absolutely stuff that always takes priority for building. Like when I get Chinese sets, right? That almost always takes priority because I need to know in a short period of time if everything's there so that they can help me if there's anything missing.
yeah.
But yeah, I get impatient too. I think everyone gets a little impatient. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, I only worry because I know you could get 2 sets for what you pay for one. That's all. But if you're cool with it, then ultimately that's all that matters, right?
Plus, I got the Porsche coming in this week, this Monday, and McLaren's is coming in. Going to be shipped out tomorrow.
Oh, nice. But yeah, I was surprised you got that in your hands so quick. See, for me, I mean, most of my eBay purchases will be from the US, and they'll use eBay global shipping, whatever service. So it goes to like Kentucky or whatever, and then it gets drop shipped up here, and then it gets sorted up here, and then it gets delivered. So for me, eBay purchases are never fast if they're from the States. Actually, my eBay purchases from anywhere else other than the States is actually pretty quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, congratulations. It's always cool. I haven't won. Well, I should say I haven't won much lately. I definitely got some stuff, but not that I'm terribly excited about. So this is probably I got maybe one or two other small sets. But after this, I think we're doing the Camaro since I already got the graphics ready.
The Camaro's a pretty
Cam- Sorry, say that again?
The Camaro's an interesting build.
Yeah, your internet just goes way in and out. Chop, 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 chop. Trust me, it's not my hearing on this one. I got these cans, the earphones jacked up. Oh, my goodness.
The Camaro is an interesting build.
The Camaro is what?
An interesting build.
Yeah, well, I mean, I took a look at the instructions a little bit. Let's see. It looks like I got 2 sets of stickers for the plates. That doesn't suck, I guess. They're the exact same stickers, so I guess if I were to screw up, it is on a curved surface, so I guess that helps. I really don't like to sticker anything on a curved surface.
Speed Champ is going to be decorating on the side of the windows, on the windshield.
Apparently. I mean, they have promised us less stickering. They've promised us more printing. They've promised us more brick-built lights when possible. So let's see if they follow through. Wow, these instructions look almost beat up. For a sealed box, it's kind of nasty.
You going to get the moving truck?
I don't know. Wait, what? Oh, what is that? The gift with purchase?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll take. There's nothing this week that's new for me that's worth me bothering. So March 1st, if I bother, and here's the problem now is now that it looks like it's pretty much certain that all the Lego Canada orders are coming from the US side via UPS. I'm not happy with the UPS service. They treat me like shit, which means I'm going to have to rely on going into the store. I don't go into the store often, so it could be that I get a lot less gift with purchases, and that's okay. They don't drive my purchases. It's just always cool to get something a little extra. But if that tends to be what happens with my purchasing habits, and that also means I'll be buying less overall from Lego because a lot of stuff I buy is not exclusive. And if I'm not getting at least a gift with purchase out of it, I'm better off wait a little bit, buy from Walmart where I get 20% off guaranteed, or get it on Amazon sometimes and wait a little longer and get even better discounts because, you know, I'm a pretty good hunter of deals from Amazon. I got a spreadsheet where for most of the last 5 years, my Amazon purchases, Lego, not Mega, but Lego, I average 39% off. Now, sometimes I don't get much percent off, and sometimes I get more, but I average 39% off. Lego cannot do that for me, and even with the gifts with purchases, it's not worth it. So, I mean, if it's just about money, then I shouldn't be buying from Lego at all. I really shouldn't. Lego ideas. I remember the original Lego ideas for this car, and the design did use the surfboard, but it had it higher up. And the surfboard actually made for the body shape as opposed to just more of a color pattern. I might try and modify this car to make it look more like the original submitted Lego idea. But I did like the fact that Lego idea submissions are starting to pop up. You know, this was 2021, that they're starting to pop up as the gifts with purchases, because I think that's great. They don't have to overcommit to an idea. Fans still get their stuff produced, which is always nice. Okay, that's a pink head. Pink glasses, I should say. This car, I think, looks pretty dope no matter what. Black hair piece. Let's see. Hey, Ryan Rick. Oh, dude, that sucks, man. Kick him in the nuts.
So what you been doing all day?
Chilling, doing some photography, fixing some computer problems for wifey. There's not a lot I can do when she's working from home, and it's unfortunate. I can do some photography, but that's a lot of time to sit at the desk at one, to do photography. And I like to do photography when I want to, as opposed to, oh, it's a forced session.
I bet you have an itchy photographer's finger.
Say that again?
An itchy photographer's finger, like this.
No. Well, the thing is, the way I hold the phone, and sometimes I got tripods. I mean, everything here is all tripoded. I even got a Bluetooth trigger where I don't even have to hold the phone. But when I want to use the autofocus or other setups on the phone, I got to interact with it. So the trigger button isn't as useful as it used to be for me, but I still make use of it.
Yep.
But I like photography. I thought my daughter would too. There was a program here where the police would take kids and give them like a 12-week photography course. And when you're done the course, if you passed, they gave you the camera you used. You were using their equipment. Well, the equipment were all the proceeds of crime. They're all claimed, right?
Yeah.
And if the police can't return it because they don't know who the owners are, or if it was purchased through ill-gotten gains or whatever, and the police claim it, these are things that they can give back to the community. And I thought, oh, that's super cool. My daughter did the course, aced it. We've got the camera still, but she really doesn't bother with it. She tries a lot of things, but doesn't necessarily stick with them or follow through. And that's okay. I mean, I don't expect her to like everything. It's just some stuff I wish she would be more into. Like photography, it's like, okay, like she's an artist like me. She likes to draw, sketch, paint. That's all up my alley, and that's great. But she doesn't like to do photography, turns out. She didn't like the music like I did. So she's not following everything. Hey, Eileen. Good evening. Yeah, Ryan Brick, I don't care how big or small someone is, how skinny or fat. If you're in a really horrible situation, not that violence is the answer, but you know what? A solid kick to the nuts, and I don't mean holding back, will drop any size man, boy, whatever.
Man, bear, pig.
Man, bear, pig, absolutely. I've been watching South Park on and off all day, so I think we're at season, I want to say 6, maybe a bit beyond. Even my daughter was watching a bit with me. We just got through the episode where there's a building the ladder to heaven. Oh, hilarious. I mean, it's just brilliant. And then I'm explaining to my daughter how like she doesn't understand the timeliness of some of those episodes. They got so good with producing those episodes that they could turn one around in less than a week. So if there was something big going on in the world, a week or two later, they could address it in a cartoon. And it was hilarious with some of the stuff that they were doing. I mean, some of the episodes are asinine, but others are just brilliant. And like, I just applaud them. Like, and for being brave enough to even try some of those topics, because, some people don't have a sense of humor. They think everything's funny right up until you start poking at whatever they're into. And in fact, you had that with the actors, right? The guy who played Chef.
With the Scientology beliefs.
Yeah. He had no problem cashing checks, doing the role, all the ridiculousness that they would do, and the show would do. He had no problem right up until his particular thing got poked fun at. And it's like, oh, so it's okay to poke fun at everyone else, but not his deal. And it's too bad, because that's where I lost respect for him. because he can't see. For me, the argument of he's protecting his faith, his religion, with that, you know what, those are all great things, but you're very hypocritical when you find it okay to take shots at everyone else's belief systems, you know, and but yours can't be touched. Yeah, that's not right.
You poke fun of Tom Cruise.
Oh, good Lord, Fudge Pecker. Fudge Pecker. No, I can't remember if that season's over, episode's already happened, or if that's coming. But that was that was awesome.
Where he got locked in a closet.
Yep. Came out of the closet. No, they, you know, I love what they accomplished with that show. It's sophomoric. Nothing. I mean, and they dealt with some hard stuff, like, I mean, Islam, and even how they portrayed God. I mean, that just took balls. I mean, huge balls. Like, but it's comedy. It's what it is. And all someone has to do is turn it off. That's it. I mean, that's the beauty of TV, right? Yeah. TV is actually the greatest democracy on the planet. And people think it's a silly thing to say, but it is. You literally vote, click, click, click. If you watch it or leave it running, you voted that you're in favor of it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it if you don't think it's good.
I watched that Butters episode where Butters special goo.
Oh no. The semen episode was one I watched today, and oh my God, it was great watching everything happening in that fish tank. It was just brilliant. Brilliant. But then there's other episodes I go, again, really?
You get a kick out of it when Terrence and Phillip comes on.
I mean, I have more fun explaining Terrence and Phillip than I do watching those segments. Like, you know, even my wife asked, how come they got square mouth? I go, well, they're Canadian. Well, how does that make any sense? I go, it's not supposed to. They're trying to make Canadians and Americans look different. Because if they didn't do that, we don't look any different. That was their tongue-in-cheek way of making us look different, because they have no way to make us look different. We largely wear the same clothes, eat the same food. We largely have the same people. There's not. It's really only our political systems and our measuring systems. And while I don't believe your political system's ever going to change in any remarkable way, your measurement system sooner or later will, just so that you're in line with the rest of the planet to make your lives easier. And trust me, you guys will be kicking. See, we were kicking and screaming in the 80s because we didn't want to convert. We didn't want to go from
pounds
and stuff to meters and stuff, but we end up living both ways, and we still see it all the time, right? Because if I go into the supermarket, there's still scale, and every price for meat will tell me kilograms and pounds, because they're used interchangeably. So we didn't have to give up one to have the metric system. Because there's not a scientist on the planet who won't tell you, even in America, the metric system is superior for all anything related to scientific measurement. If you want accuracy, you go metric. Base 10 makes more sense than systems that are base 12, base 16, base 8, you know. And it's so much easier just to move a decimal back and forth than it is to remember 16ths of an inch or any other partial number.
Yep. You gain independence by diplomacy. We gain independence by showing King George the door.
Yeah. We're as independent as we want to be, because there's benefits to still having associations with our forefathers, the land of our forefathers. It's just like maintaining a good relationship with the Americans, right? There are benefits. I know a lot of Canadians go, we don't need Americans. No, that's not true. But it's a very symbiotic relationship. That's why we were so worried about Trump and some of his ideas. Like, why would you try and close yourself off to Canada? It's not like we were stealing jobs from you guys. We had net losses jobs wise, if you look at the last 25 years, or everything since free trade, right? We had net losses just like the states had net losses. But not everything that came out of Trump's mouth was a good idea. And he had people he had to answer to too, because it was nice for him to market himself as, I'm going to run. I'm a billionaire. I don't need anyone's money. That sounded great. However, how much money did you actually take in? More than any other running president ever. Because he clearly had supporters and people who were willing to donate money to his campaign because they believed in what he believed in, or whatever the deal was, Trump's not guilty of anything that every other president pretty much hasn't done before him. Okay, I am stumped. I'm looking for one piece. I emptied everything out. I don't see anything. It's such a common piece, too. It's like, that can't be, can it? There it is. It was hiding. Let's see, where's my stickering? I wonder what the significance of this 0937. Now, back in the old days, license plates on Lego sets usually represented
Easter.
the set number. Usually. Now, 937 could be a reference to a radio station like megahertz on the FM dial. That's possible.
Possible, huh?
Or the AM dial. I'd have to bone up on my radio stuff to be 100% sure. My dad had a CB radio, and it was awesome as a kid growing up with a CB radio in the house. And of course, my dad had illegal crystals and higher power output. So when he got home at night, especially on a Friday night, he'd get on the CB radio at home, not the one in the truck, of course, and he could drown out the neighborhood. And my neighbors were pissed because they could all see the 100-foot radio tower that we had connected to the house in the backyard. Yep. You can see it. You can see it from blocks away. Like it was something else.
I bet there were lawsuits against him.
Nope. Because there was nothing. There's nothing illegal but the tower, and they couldn't. They can't prove that he was doing anything wonky with the radio. most people don't understand CB radios, ham radios, all that technology. No one ever come knocking on the door. Our landlord. Try that 5 times fast. Our landlord, he was the only one that ever had an issue, and he was okay with it for a number of years. But every time there was a bad windstorm, there was always worries that it was going to damage the house or damage the fire escapes that it was bolted to. And as time went on, a CB radio became less and less of a thing. And like a lot of hobbies, you fall out of love with your hobbies, and he did.
What's his new hobby after that?
Just drinking. My dad was quite the alcoholic for a lot of his life, and it damn near killed him. It definitely contributed to his final death. Cancer is what actually took him out, but the drinking and cirrhosis of his organs, liver and all that, left him in such a bad state that when cancer come a knocking, he couldn't. His body couldn't deal with it.
He couldn't say, "Go away."
Say that again.
He couldn't say, "No one's here at the moment."
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So he actually got written up in some textbooks. He had a pancreatic duodenectomy, where they basically yank out a whole lot of your guts, a lot of them, and for all intents and purposes, it was regarded as a textbook miracle. And he did get written up, and people wrote papers on him and stuff. Unfortunately, and he of course was cancer free. Like, it was that good. But 2-3 months later, that thing come back with a vengeance, which we now know is very common with pancreatic cancers. It didn't then, and it came back twice as hard and 10 times as strong, and yeah, it took him out really quick. And then I was left with the horrible decision to yank the plug on my dad when he slipped so fast into a condition he could not recover from, and he was basically brain dead.
Bet that was hard on you.
Yeah, it was hard because my mother was in no condition to make that decision, and she's never given me any grief for it. She knew I made the best decision, because I knew she couldn't deal. She could hardly deal with my dad the first time around, and he'd come out of it half decent. To go back through everything again, and this time this was going to be much worse. Like, even if somehow he was going to come out of it, he was not going to be a human being when he was done. He was going to be living off of machines. I mean, and that's if any of that was possible. It was deemed none of that was possible. So it's like, I didn't want my mother, having no life, because my dad was going to have no life.
It's like that. It's like the episode of Batman Beyond where Bane is hooked up to that machine.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I like the cartoon, but I don't recall that. I think the Batman animated series have been so good over the years, most of them.
Because all the years of the Venom.
So wait, what was okay? So explain to me what the deal was with all that.
It reminds me of that where I seen where on that episode of Batman Beyond,
okay,
Bane is hooked up to those machines, because all those years on the Venom.
Oh, okay. See, in the comic books, the way they explained Bane was he was just super jacked up. But they were trying to make a moral issue, basically saying, hey, well, Batman is pretty much the same, right? It's just that Bane is more jacked up. At the time in the comic books, late 80s, early 90s, you're getting this across a bunch of them. Captain America had the same issue. They basically were talking about the super soldier serum and basically saying, well, it's it's artificial. It's a stimulant. You're jacked up on stuff. So they, for a period of time, I don't know if they did it permanently, they took that stuff away from Captain America. And of course, you have a depowered Captain America still trying to struggle and muddle his way through. And it's like, okay, this is cool, but, it's still not the Captain America we really liked. There was a lot of moral stuff being thrown around at the time, though. That was pretty common. Ooh, that is nice. I've been getting a lot of interest in some of these gifts with purchase sets that I've been building. People asking, do I have more? I go, well, of course I have more. I'm building my collection, not my flips. Like when I did the new bricks, you're seeing what I want to show is whatever I showed on that show, like last week. What was that? Sunday. That's what's going into my collection with every intent to someday build it. 99.9% of the time. There's only been one or two things I show off on that show where it's like I'm buying it and I'm going to be more proud to have it in a box than I ever am to build it, just because I know it's going to be that unique piece in the collection. And it doesn't mean I won't ever build it, but the same intent is not there as with most of my purchases. I buy because I'm a builder first. Now the other stuff, the flip stuff, that's different. But I no longer get my jollies off of showing most of that off because I get a lot of backlash for that. It's like I used to get some serious grief with some of those purchases. And like, oh my God, you bought so many of these sets and I can't buy any. And it's like, you're not trying hard enough. I'm not doing anything magical. I'm not coming to your hometown and raping your shelves. Ultimately, I'm doing what makes me happy. It's like I'm not giving you grief for the purchases you made. I just want you to be, that you recognize like that I think you could absolutely do better. But as long as you're happy, that's what's ultimately important. And you're happy, then I'm happy for you. And that's a genuine feeling. Like, yeah, you got them. I'd love to have those now. I wouldn't build them right now. They go to the end. I'll build my bigger ones before. If I get one or both of those sets you just got, I won't be building them right away in the queue. They'll probably fall later, unless I need a short build. If I need a short build, then that's different. But they will likely wait. Okay, where's all these brackets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Need one more. 6. These surfboards, when I get around to putting them on, they're notoriously bad and stubborn. They don't like to stud on or stay on. And there's some tricks you can do. We'll see if I need to. I hope not. None of them involve glue. I almost never recommend glue as an option. If you want something to get stickier, you could just use water with sugar. Make sugar water, because when that dries, it's sticky. And only a little bit. You take a solution of water with just like a tiny little bit of sugar. Stir it up so the sugar's dissolved. You want to make sure it's dissolved. And then use a brush. Put it on any of your contact points. And when that dries out, it'll become slightly stickier and tackier, and you will add to the clutch of whatever was not clutching so good. And it's great because it usually has no harmful effects to the bricks or to the colors, as long as you're keeping it out of the sunlight, of course. You don't want any salt or sugar-based solutions within sunlight because then your results will change.
What do you mean?
Well, reactions of UV light and sugar and UV light with salt is different than just UV with water. And UV is already not Lego's friend. Yeah, the formulation for the plastic has improved a lot. There's been 3 major changes in the plastic in the lifetime of Lego, and the most recent is the most resilient to UV, but it's not perfect. And ideally, you still don't want it in a room with the open window, getting the sunlight in. I strategically have my display cases in my living room. Balcony door opens. There's only a short period of time of day where the sun can come in that door, and it's a straight line, and it's such that it can't actually go into the cabinets. If it could go into those cabinets, I would have to angle the cabinets a little bit differently. But even then, I'm still cautious, because what I'll do is along the farthest point of each cabinet where light could get reflected in, I will move certain light colored sets, especially white, away from the glass front on my cabinets. I just don't want any exposure to the sun if I can help it.
Huh.
Yeah. But sun will age just about anything. Plastics, leather, whatever, paint. And even Lego knows, like, no brick they make is going to be impervious to UV. When they make those Lego statues that are going to stay outside in their theme parks, they triple coat them with a UV resistant layer. So once they're using acetone or MEC, MEC, you can look it up. And when they're building the bricks, they'll dab it into the MEC pot or MEC brush, and then they'll put it on, and then next piece, dab it, put it on. And what you're doing is basically melting the plastic together, a tiny, tiny little layer of it. So the MEC is like just about impossible to rip apart. But so that's one thing they can do to make it strong and make sure it won't come apart in pieces. The other thing they have to do, though, they treat it with a couple layers of this UV coated, UV resilient coating, which is really kind of cool if you think about it. I mean, you're already taking a toy that's, it's going to last a very long time, but because the conditions are harsh outside, they go above and beyond to make sure it's going to look really good for a long time. Steering wheel on this side, yep. Let's see, some brown, no, tan brackets, tan slopes, 1x4 tile, and a 1x4 pink plate. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I'm so tired. It's all that nothing I did today. I'm definitely proof that if you do nothing, you will get more tired. Ooh, nice. So we're 35. We're 35 out of about 60 pages, so we're more than halfway. Okay. Another short build. Maybe I'll start the Camaro tonight. See how I feel afterwards. Tomorrow, half my day, I'm going to be out doing party stuff, sushi, whatever. So I don't know what tomorrow night's going to look like. But the intent is to maybe stream in the morning and then maybe stream again tomorrow night. The afternoon, not so much. Come on, there it is. JB's back. I wish I knew Spanish. There's nothing I can say that doesn't sound insulting, because I'll butcher it. Oh, look at that. That is cool. Two of these modified plates. This hood. Really? They got a gap in there and we're putting the hood on there. That seems odd. Seems like a missed opportunity to put something cool there, or a hinge. They could have had that go up and down, maybe. I mean, you're always limited by the scale, but I'm pretty sure you could find the original Lego ideas still on the Ideas website.
Do they archive it?
I don't know. That's why, but I know I've seen recent photos of this, and this is a couple years old, so I suspect it's all still visible. I hope so, because I think that's one of the cool parts of looking at Lego Ideas, seeing all the neat stuff people do. Even the stuff that people know will never get made, but they submit it anyway. Like if you hit the 10,000 votes mark, even if they never build your idea, because they can't accept it because of whatever, licensing or whatever, or it's inappropriate, you tend to still get, I can't remember how much it is, but you get some free sets and stuff. Like, hey, free Lego's free Lego. If you're a builder, I mean, that always puts a smile on your face. I got a couple friends now who keep submitting stuff like Boom Bricks, Cabbage Face Bricks. They keep submitting ideas. All good ideas, too. Sooner or later, I hope one of them catches fire and does well for them. That gets hot. 4 studs. One on this side.
Which speed are going to get?
Say it again?
Which speed champions are you going to get?
I will probably get. Do I have? Why do I not? That's the second time I've done that and not had my phone by me. Let's see. Let me fire this up. Canadian website. Yeah, speed champs. So looking down, there's that Supra, always teasing me. So that Porsche 963, that's kind of nice. That's a gigantic car. McLaren, it's a dual pack. I wish it wasn't a dual pack. Like I'd buy the orange and maybe not the white and black car. So I would buy the Solus GT. I guess that's the one I would probably buy if that was split. That Ferrari though, that's a nice looking car. It looks like the Ferrari and the Pagani are probably for sures, and the other two are maybes. I'm not buying them all though.
You're gonna buy them one at a time over time?
It's all a matter of what I see on March 1st and what's available to me, and do I need to make a certain threshold to get a gifted purchase based on other things I'm interested in? But I don't know. And if there's nothing on March 1st for me, I might wait. Because if those are not going to be exclusive, so it's like if I can get them at Walmart, if I wait to March 7th, I get 20% off. Any other day, I get 10%. So, I don't have to buy from Lego if it doesn't make sense to buy it from Lego. Oh, wow. Hey, GLS in the house. That's Greg. I just haven't turned on the branding. I tend to turn it on for the YouTubers.
You'll like how this is built.
Big Nate's around. Shazam.
You'll like how this is built.
Oh, look, hang on a sec, Greg. Look, Doc says maybe eventually he will get them because he eventually gets them all. That's the unfortunate thing is that he, Doc, the producer there, he's Con. You got way too many names. Been around enough to know that, yeah, the backlog is kind of crazy and legendary. And even if I say I'm not going to buy something, like, hey, I just built that James Bond car, and I said I would never buy that James Bond car. Stuff has a way of finding its way into my backlog. And sometimes it just takes a deal to happen too, right? But I'm having fun building cars. I really am. And probably more fun building the cars than I have the Star Wars stuff, which is what brought me to Lego, or back to Lego. But it's like, there's a lot of cool stuff coming. I mean, this is the year of Disney, the anniversary. There's going to be some nice stuff. And even sets I thought I wouldn't like that. You keep talking about Rivendell.
Yeah.
I'm seeing more and more things. I don't watch the videos on it, but it's like, it is an awesome set. And for that reason alone, I should be getting it. I mean, I love building, and everyone keeps saying, oh, these great techniques and this and that and this set. And it's like, maybe they're right. Because I've spent a lot more than $500, $600, $700 on a set. So it's not like it's the dollar signs that are scaring me. It's just, I'm trying not to go after themes that I'm not already into. I'm trying.
If you get the Ferrari, you'll like how this is built.
Oh yeah, is that the rear spoiler?
Yep.
So is there a lot of stickers, or less so than in previous sets?
There's medium.
He loves the cars too much. I gotta admit though, I'm having a lot of fun building these different scales of cars. This is a sweet spot because when you're done, you're only in the chair for an hour or two tops. They're not too big, so you can put a lot on a shelf. My biggest problem is because they're not tall, and my spacing is like the top section of the Leotorp is like, I think 28 inches tall by 32 inches with one glass divider in that section. You got 3 big sections with a glass shelf in between each, which you can remove. Well, now I'm shopping around. I'm going to have my buddy tomorrow probably measure the glass for me because I want to put, instead of 1 glass shelf in there, I want to put 5 or 6. So then I could just have all these small scale cars in one section. So I don't feel any pressure to start ripping stuff down because I don't want to mix other sets in this area. I mean, I got other things to rise them and stuff, but I'd rather just have it on a glass shelf. That's a plan. We'll see how that comes out. I know it's not going to be cheap, my buddy, because he works for Glass and Mirror place here, one of the 6 major manufacturers, actually. And he's telling me it's not going to be cheap. I said, I don't care as long as it fits and looks pretty much a match to the other glass. I want it the same clarity. I don't want it darker. I don't want it lighter. That's the big thing. Because I won't be able to do that. He's got experience in that field that I just don't. And I definitely have always been of the mindset, I have no problem paying people who know what they're doing. There's a lot of stuff with my car that'd be super easy for me to do, but other than a few basic things, I don't do anything on my car. I'd much rather pay to have it running 100% all the time. But Doc is right. I do love these sets. And I got to thank you for inspiring me to build some of these smaller ones after I did that Kobe Jeep. It was you that pushed me to do the Army Men. And then it's like all these little sets that I've always ignored. Like I literally always ignored because so many of them fell into my lap, or they were gifts with purchases, or they were just things thrown in on side deals. And it's like, but I never build the small ones, And people have watched me for years just acquire the big sets, 15 UCS sets above my head, 9 mega premium sets, those big signature boxes, the ones that are 3 kilos of bricks, and it's all fun and great to acquire the big box stuff, but that doesn't mean you can't find value in a really cool small build, right? I mean, I still don't want to build a Lego city. I don't want to have cars all over it. I think anyone who builds Lego cities, that's really game over in Lego, because that never ends. Your city's never complete. The scale of everything keeps changing. Like, look at what they did with the cars, right? Speed Champs has changed scales, and even the cars for the road plates for city sets, they've changed. So if you were building city 20 years ago and building city now, like, your scale is cockeyed. It just doesn't look right. One of these, a green tile. Is this a traverse brick? Must be a traverse brick. Oh, nice. Side by side.
You see this? You see the similarities?
Yeah. Actually, you got me. Remember when I showed the similarities of the Charger and the Camaro?
Yeah.
The Challenger and the Charger. Sorry. Dom's Charger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but those two cars, they look so similar, and the builds are just crazy. Oh, that's going to screw me from doing the idea I wanted to do. No, really? Oh, that's evil. That is evil. I mean, it's neat, but it's also evil, because that messes up an idea I had.
The bottom was from the Lotus, and the top one's from the Ferrari.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's one thing I'm liking about the Speed Champs is they seem to be heavily invested in giving us new parts.
New prints.
Yeah. And the new parts, to me, always have a payoff, because, you use it in one set and someone's going to figure out a new way to use it somewhere else. And I think it's going to be cool. Okay. Nice. Lots of room in the cockpit there. Now, oh my God, is that why the surfboard barely stays on? That's why. If it only studs in there, that's horrible. Really? Yeah. Bad Lego. Bad Lego. And I don't see a good workaround for that. Not without a serious re-engineering. Eight of these. Yeah, Greg's hiding there.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Here, I can move him up.
Here it is. Here's the Skyline and the Ferrari.
Very nice.
And I got the Countach here.
Yeah, one of the cars. It's still one of my favorites. It is a good build. But it does not beat the Ferrari that I like. The one I showed you the other night. But I'm still glad I bought it. It was one of the 2 Speed Champs that made me want to invest in this stuff. One more. There it is. Boy, my OCD is going to go crazy trying to keep some of these parts straight. Let's see, 2 green tiles. And we're closing in on the last 15%.
We'll start on the Camaro tonight.
We'll see how I feel when I get off. I got to take some medication for my sinuses because I'm just feeling really stuffed up. This change of weather, like, it was only a couple days ago. I mean, I barely wore a pullover. And then the last 24 hours, we've had snowmageddon. We closed down most of the schools in this province. I think it was mostly people wussing out. Like, I saw the weather this morning. It didn't seem that bad. It was hard for me to get home last night. But honestly, I felt that was harder than whatever happened overnight or today. So one piece is going on to this. Okay. This is not going to be fun. I really, really do hate putting a sticker on these rounded parts. So actually, there is a good trick. No, that's too big. I need something that's too wide. This will help me measure out the width. If I do this, when I'm putting the sticker on the gray piece, it helps me to keep a visual on what too wide looks like. It helps. Doesn't mean I'm going to get this perfect because it's still hard to put something on a rounded edge perfectly. But see, now when I'm holding it, my eyes are drawn to the blue lines, so I know how wide 2 studs is supposed to be.
Yep.
Dude, damn near perfect. That's why I do it the way I do it. I was watching your videos. Why do you use a screwdriver? I was watching your videos. Why do you use that big plate? Well, because look how easy it is to hold it in my hand. If you had to hold that little piece like this, that's hard on your hands, you know? That puts a lot of pressure. It's like, no, I'm old. Anything I can do that makes it easier? Hobby. There's my boy. Come out of hiding, Hobby. So I shouldn't say lost. One of the guys I make thumbnails for, he's not renewing, but the good news is I picked up 2 more. So it's like, 1 step forward or 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Well, in this case, I guess it's kind of opposite. 1 step back, 2 steps forward.
You lost one and you gained one.
No, I lost 1 and I picked up 2.
You picked up 2.
So now I'm at 3 because I had 2 and then 1 opted to not renew. And he likes what I've done, but he's, trying someone else, and that's great, whatever. But I end up picking up 2 more within 24 hours, so it's like, sweet. Which is why you're also seeing changes in my thumbnails and even in my overlays. Like, I'm trying new stuff. Some stuff I'm trying for me, some I'm trying to see if it's something I want to give someone else. And how I accomplish some things. I'm going to start playing with some animated techniques because some people are starting to request that, and it's like, okay, that could be a moneymaker for me if I can do that in a quick fashion. Ooh, I forgot I left the parts on here. Get them off. So yeah, I don't make money on my own YouTube. I make money on other people's YouTube. I guess it really doesn't matter as long as I'm making money.
As long as making money as long as that matters.
Yeah. Yeah, because every little bit helps. So I did get something Chinese in today. Haven't had anything Chinese in a long time. So Hobby likes to use his brick separators. So he's keeping some of those handy. My wife found some brick separators under the couch. Well, to tell the truth, it's her fault. She's the one who smashed. I still don't know how she did this, but I had this guy here sitting behind my desk, and she shouldn't have even been at the. This is from the night when she basically screwed up my computer, and this apparently hit the floor and shattered. Well, she has no idea how many was in there. I know there was more blues, so I'm still missing some blues. But I always like taking a whole bunch of these. I should get them all out of storage and just see how big it would be. But the problem is, once it gets too big, then they'll just constantly fall apart because they're too heavy, and there's not a lot of clutch that'll hold these together. But I have fun with that sometimes. I wish I could make it go like a half circle, but that won't work as well as someone might think it might. Yeah, the side hustles are working a little bit. And it's actually a point of stress. Like like I took on one that I almost regret taking on. I hope he's not listening. But just because if he gets to where he wants to be, he's going to make my life miserable. Like just the timeliness that he's going to want and the frequency. So, I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm hoping it won't be too bad. I'm hoping I'm just stressing over nothing. 2 orange. Yeah, my small screwdrivers are for the RC screws, so they tend to get dirty. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That 3mm flathead's used for nothing, so it stayed pretty clean. Seeing JB's Spanish up above makes me think of that Chris Farley's SNL skit. I am El Nino. And I've now just insulted anyone who's Spanish. And I do advertise in some of the Spanish groups. There's a Spanish mega group I link into a lot. When I look at my analytics, I actually get a fair bit of people tuning in from Spanish countries and from Mexico. So I don't want to go out of my way to insult my Spanish friends. That would be foolish. That would be El Stupido. Clears. Okay, I'm putting clears on these. Oh, I'm liking this shape. Oh, this is so nice. Look at the front. I would love to do lots, and this is only in 2, so this is 6 wide. I would love to do a lot of classic cars. I did I think it's 25 stud wide Cadillac Eldorado a while ago. Chinese build, beautiful. And it had a feature I didn't care for. It was actually a pullback gimmick. I didn't really care for that, but the styling of the car was amazing. One major flaw, building the roof was so weak, you had to reinforce it. And I put clear bricks on the inside of it. So that I felt was a little on the weak side. But other than that, it was still cool. Ooh, upside down ice skate. Ooh. Oh boy. Trying to get that perfectly straight. That's tough. That is so tough. Okay. One more little. Oh, the clutch is so strong that this is hard to rotate. Okay, we're gonna leave it alone.
The clutch is strong with this.
Yeah, it's a yeah. The clutch is strong with this one. Look at that. That's nice and little hood ornament. It's a shame they couldn't figure out a way to make that go all the way along the hood. I'm thinking of getting myself, there's this chrome mirror marker that seems to be super high quality. And it makes actually a 0.3 millimeter thick layer of chrome. I'm thinking of using it. Hobby would probably get into this, Hobby Hooligan. I want to use it to detail certain parts. I might just use it on the Chinese sets, but I might even do it on some sacrificial Lego. Haven't decided yet. Because there's times when I look at stuff like, I mean, gray on this is okay, but if this looked chrome, oh, that would be chef's kiss if that was actual chrome, mirror chrome. And for small common stuff like these gray parts that I could, I have them in gray somewhere, so I could do it on my own parts, and if it turned out good, then swap them in, box these ones up and say they're part of the set, so I would always have the original build. This is probably the best feature of this set, the way this windscreen is going to get used. Because I saw this somewhere, and I thought that was just brilliant. So. So where? Oh, it's on these. Oh, that's even better. That's even better. So check this out. 1x2 plates with the hinge bar connected to the top of a windscreen. And where am I bricking these in? And look at the result. You get a nice high-rise windscreen. That is a new way of using that piece I've never seen before. I feel, though, could it not go lower? Feels like it should go lower. I mean, the picture looks right, but oh yeah, it's making contact on one piece. I would remove that one piece. I think it would look better without it. Or make this higher. That looks like something that could be improved. All right, the surfboards. Yuck. So, let's see. Looking at it. Oh, wow, eh? So that's why everyone, a year ago or whatever when these came out, see this, if you look at the side view, in the original design, this surfboard was supposed to be up here to help make that look. And even that looks great. But I could see I have no way of putting it up there unless I raise other parts higher. And it would interfere with that one piece. I mean, I'm sure it's doable, but it's a significant change. It goes that far back, huh? And that won't work. Nope. So that's why it doesn't clutch in very good. It's using the weakest point of the surfboard. It's got very weak clutch. And if you fart on it, they'll pop off. Like, it looks good, but not as good as it could look. You seriously got to check out the original Lego idea, and you see what the guy did, and it's like, oh, brilliant. And now that I'm looking at this, like, now it looks even more boxy, and now I'm actually more upset than I was a minute ago. It's like, no, Lego. And there's a lot of reasons to not do it the way the original guy designed it. Maybe there was a part he was using that's no longer in service, right? So then it becomes like, well, are you going to reactivate an old mold? Are you going to make a whole new design that'll do the same function? Because once they decommission a mold, they usually don't bring them back. Okay. Shoot, I missed the question. Albrecht said, "Oh, I was just saying, Javi, if chrome markers, mirror chrome markers, because I see there's like on Amazon, I think a nice 3-pack of high-end ones for $16, and people seem to like them. So, I'm just wondering what your thoughts are in using those for just minor detailing. Nothing crazy." Now that's interesting. We're going to do them the wrong way out again. Okay. I mean, it can go either way. That's why they dual. Hey, David. Everyone say hi to David's Work Studios. Shazam. And we're basically done. Let's see if I can zoom this guy in. Wrong camera, apparently. Wrong camera. Okay, that's all of it. Widescreen. Fix my white. There we go. Okay, that's 4 wheels, and it looks like, yep, these are spares. These are going to the great jar. Geez, I don't. Why would they have me do them the other way out? I mean, to me, that's ugly. Okay. Oh, but she rolls good. Okay, extra stickers, so that's good. We'll put them in the book for now. Sorry?
I posted comparison photos.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
To what, the group?
Yeah.
Awesome. So this is definitely a little on the weird side. The scaling is not horrible, but they did. I mean, to work into 6 scale, there's a reason Lego's moving away from 6 scale. With 8 scale, they can just do nicer stuff. The problem is, the sweet spot is probably actually like 7 wide to be relative to a humanoid and what a typical car shape would be, width and length. Let's see here. I am running out of options for this camera. Oh, am I going to screw up by doing it? I am. I guess we can use the box it came with. Maybe, maybe not. Let's try that. A Krabby Patty. Oh, let me fix the focus on that camera. Actually, see, that's what I don't want. Auto, it's hunting, so I'm going to manually set it. Let's see. That's probably the sweet spot. That is a nice looking set. And it's funny they went with a 4 wide windscreen and not a 6, but I guess if they went with a 6, other things with this build would have been wrong. David must be on a SpongeBob fetish thing right now. Here, I'll hold the camera up. So, I mean, even at that angle, that just looks so sweet. Facts. So that's the thing. I've got a million of different holders.
Hello, is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick. Hello, is this the Krab? No, this is Patrick.
Me and my daughter were talking about the large SpongeBob set that escaped me. There's a buildable SpongeBob, I don't know, about 12 inches tall, maybe.
Yeah.
I really wanted that set. I don't own it in my collection.
The Build-A-Bob.
Hey, Hobby, what do you mean point it forwards? Point it where? Forward is relative. Are you with me?
Aye, Captain.
I don't like that show as much as I like South Park or even The Simpsons. Actually, Simpsons I grew tired of The Simpsons early on, but South Park I never really grew tired of.
Have you watched Robot Chicken?
I love Robot Chicken. I especially like Robot Chicken during the specials, the Star Wars ones or some of the other. Robot Chicken, I generally felt was brilliant. I mean, absolutely, they fall into certain points where it's like, oh, guys, really? Like, you thought that was funny? But that's because everyone's got a different sense of humor. See, that surfboard bothers me, man. That surfboard needs to be higher. It just does. And it's not like I got a lot of these, was a turquoise or whatever pieces. Even in storage, I don't have a lot of those. It'd be really tricky. The only thing I can think of is stealing parts from other parts of the build, but it's like then you can end up with some weird, really weird results. Okay, guys, well, it's almost 8 o'clock. I'm going to take this stream down, and then if I feel up to it, in an hour, there'll be another stream up. And we'll start the Camaro, which will be a multi-episode show. I prepared 9 thumbnails. I'm hoping to get it done in 3 or 4. But whenever I do a multi one that's bigger, like 1,000 pieces, then I always make a whole bunch of thumbnails because it only takes me a minute to generate all the thumbnails once I got the one design.
Okay.
But yeah, so maybe in an hour I'll be back up.
Okay.
Check out the usual spots, guys, and we're out of here. Peace. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Greg, for hanging with me, and Dave too, and Hobby, everyone else in the channel. Appreciate you guys watching, listening, putting up with me. You can't flip the board point forward. I don't know. I don't know what you're asking, Hobby. Ooh, where do you want to look? You want to look up there? You want to look overhead? People flip out when they see that's literally, look at that. So my camera 3, you can see that. That's my top-down shot, my bird's eye view that comes looking down. And then over my head, look, that's my hat brim. I mean, I actually thought of a way I could put the camera on my hat. Ryan just hit 100 subs. Dude, congrats. As I'm doing earthquake motion, and now I get a blurry camera. Earthquake. Shh. Bad joke. I know there's people dying around the world. And Hobby, I'll check around in an hour, see if I'm still up and around. Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Okay, take it easy, guys. Peace.